Hello, this video is to demonstrate the first Tech Challenge robot the Madden RoboCats robotics team built for the 2015 robotics season. Basically, this is the robot that they created, and the robot is controlled by the team through the use of these game boards. And as you see, there's a phone on the game board. That phone is used to communicate with a phone in the back of the robot. And there's two phases of the game that they play. The first is called an autonomous phase, where they develop a program and then they run that program off the phone, and that causes the robot to simply move on its own. Then the second portion of the challenge, they actually take control of the keypads and they literally drive the robot and make it do what they like it to do. So as we look at the robot, it can move forward and backwards and actually turn. And then there are two levers on the side, which are used to knock down levers as they go up a mountain, and we'll show you that in a moment. And then they have a conveyor system here in another part of the game where these blocks were thrown along the playing field, and they would pick up the blocks, put them in the conveyor system. They could move those up and down. The whole conveyor system would move up and down, and it could also move left and right. Now as we look at the game field, this is what was called the mountain, and what they would do is actually drive the robot up the mountain. The higher they got up the mountain, the more points they received. You also see the buckets. As they moved up the mountain, they would then use that conveyor system to dump the blocks into the buckets, and the higher the bucket up the mountain, the more points that they got. So as they drove up the mountain, and this was kind of a tricky challenge, we had a very heavy robot, so they would flip that lever, and although we don't have it set up here, what would happen is that some game pieces would fall down the mountain and they would get points for that. Whereas you see here, they could then dump a block into the box. So that's just a quick example of what their robot did for the FTC Game Challenge for 2015.